What's up, family? It's your boy. You already know what it is. I want to welcome you on behalf of my wife and myself to the Truth Moment podcast. We're so happy and grateful that you guys decided to rock with us and come on this journey with us. Listen, it's going to be a night of laughter, a night of love, as well as a night of learning. So this is what I need you to do. Go get some pads and some papers. Nah, I'm just playing with you. Listen, fellas, get your ladies, get some popcorn or some snacks and drinks and get ready because it's about to start in just a few moments. I want to show you that. So in front of our family and our friends, I would love to know if you would do me the honor of being my wife. Will you marry me?
Hi guys,
What's up, family?
What's up? I was just reminiscing on that song and when I really liked him and loved him.
Yeah. Listen.
Oh
It
my
is what
God,
it is.
Ribbon in the sky.
That was a great night.
It was a really good night. It's me, Quanisha Bennett. I'm here with my lovely husband.
Tonight, my name is Jamila because I'm hanging with the ladies.
He's so working.
You can call me Jamila.
You know what? And we know you guys missed us last week. We've been doing what, every other week, babe? Every week.
So the plan originally was to do every week.
Truth moment.
That's what my wife said. So we're gonna do it every week, Ron.
I lied.
And then when life got hectic, because she couldn't manage the work schedule, the family schedule, and the podcast life. So, I thought about going solo like Beyonce.
He tried it.
And Cisco.
He tried it.
You know what I'm saying? But,
so now it's every other week. But last week was my birthday.
Last Wednesday was her birthday.
It was my birthday. Hey, so for those that didn't know, it's 33 for me. 33 for me.
Her Jesus year.
My Jesus year. It was my birthday last Wednesday, so we was out celebrating life and love and all that good stuff. But enough about that. We are here today. We are back. I'm rocking my hat. Let's get into the hat.
Who hat is that? That ain't your hat.
I'm rocking my husband's hat, but it looks very nice on me. For the listeners, y'all should see us on YouTube so you can be seeing all the stuff I be saying. We rocking these shirts. We rocking. We want to bring the people on because I know the people want to hear what the women.
I want to hear what the women got to say, and I'm putting them all on the hot seat. I got questions,
baby.
So let's bring them in.
Let's bring them out. Bring them out.
Here we go.
Hey, ladies, we're bringing you guys in one by one. As my husband is bringing those ladies in, come on, we ready.
Ladies ain't come to play.
Marilyn, Janita, they not come to play. They got the smiles ready. The ladies are waiting. My husband is getting it together. All right, come on, Joe gave me a little wink. She gave me sexy. Like yes. Come on, we bringing a lady. Come on, mother. Come on, mother. You better mother as you mothering. You hear me?
Oh, that's dope.
Keisha is mothering. You understand me? She ain't got time to play.
Showing my bad.
That's so dope. And last but most certainly not least,
she mothering. Come on, Diva. Diva. So this is the girls, the women edition. The last time we had the men edition. How to love a black man. This time we're doing girl talk. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about finding and loving ourselves, the journey to healing, wholeness, and just really falling in love with ourselves and what that looks like for everyone in different walks of life, in different capacities. So before we go,
and the fellas want to know how we can love you guys better.
Yes,
we ain't getting away from it.
The fellas want to know how they can love us better.
Teach us how to love.
I thought you was going to sing another song. Teach me how to love. Show me a way to.
That was what I just sang, but I sing it my way.
Oh, I like that song.
I wrote that song for music back in the day.
Okay, back to the topic at hand. So we want everyone to introduce themselves. Girls, this is what we do on a regular. You girls know us. They've seen us on screen, off screen. This is just the Bennetts. So y'all don't, pay us too much mind. But we want everyone to introduce themselves the way they want to introduce themselves. We have some dynamite women up here, y'all. I mean, us black women, they say this is the year of the women. We are really...
We doing it, y'all. I can't even
give yourself a hand.
I can't even front. Y'all doing it. Y'all got us this year.
Right. We got y'all this year. We doing it. Okay, let's start because they're glistening, looking very pretty. I just want to get them started.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous. I ain't put no lip gloss.
You didn't do nothing. You didn't even iron your shirt. That's your business, dog.
My edges is laid, though.
Your edges is laid, but you didn't iron your shirt. That's his business, dog. Focus, guys. Focus. So we're going to start with Janita because you're right next to our screen. So Janita, introduce yourself, love. Unmute yourself. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I am Janita. I am a wife, a mommy. I had a little one 5 weeks ago. She's hanging out with me right here.
Woo!
I was a teacher for 7 years, recently left the classroom this summer, and I'm now a college professor.
Congratulations.
I am writing my dissertation, so I should be done next year. So by next year, I will be Dr. Janita.
Put some respect on that name, honey. Dr. Janita. Yes. Yes. Okay. So we want to go moving on along, moving right next to her. We have our Marilyn, feeling mighty fine. Miss Marilyn, introduce yourself, honey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Marilyn. I am a fraud investigator, and also I do tax preparation. I'm a mom, 18 months old baby girl, and I'm going through a divorce right now.
We still love you, Queen.
I'm enjoying life. I'm happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to this talk.
Marilyn, feeling mighty fine. Yes. That's my goddaughter mother. One of my baby mamas. Yes. Okay. So we're moving right along. We have who we going next with, babe?
Love you on.
We're gonna go next with Nelly. We're gonna go with Janelle, honey.
I got the first
give
question.
Give us all you got. She got a list. Give us all you got, honey.
So, hi everyone. My name is Janelle. I have a dual degree in forensic science and chemistry. I have been in the HR field for the past 10 years. I just transitioned out of my employee relations role, and now I oversee our training department for my company that I've been with for 16 years. Wow. Outside of my day job, I also own a nonprofit company where I serve as president. We provide resources to the Black community to help empower us. So from scholarships to workshops, anything you can think of. If we can't do it, we find someone who can. I also do career coaching on the side. So I help people with interviewing skills. We do mock interviews. I review resumes. I walk people through employee relations issues, if they have any of those, how they should respond, what they should do. And outside of all of that, I am the best auntie ever to a million kids.
Yes, she is. She's the auntie of the neighborhood. Oh my gosh. Y'all just doing a lot. Their resume is long, babe. You paying attention?
I'm paying attention.
Their resume is
I'm just getting my questions ready.
You getting your questions together? Their resume is
I don't think I want y'all to ask us any questions.
Listen, we're not listening to him today. So next we have my girl, my sweetheart, Quanisha, who was just breastfeeding his baby, honey, because mama gotta do what a mama gotta do. That's your business. That's what you're doing.
Thank you. That's not so. But hey guys, my name is Katie Dice Sadiku. I am now a mom. I shouldn't say now. I'm on my third child. I have a 3-month-old that I was just breastfeeding. I used to be a teacher. I used to be a paralegal. Now I'm a mompreneur and a blogger. And currently I am on maternity leave. So that's why you see me breastfeeding my child. That's it.
Yes. I love it. Yeah, she has 3 amazing daughters. They look like triplets to me. Literally doorsteps. Amazing daughter with an amazing husband. I just love them so much. And finally, last but certainly not least, my sissy bestie, my Jovan girl. Tell them what you're doing, honey. Just tell them where you at, what you're doing, Jazz. Just tell them.
Hey, y'all. I'm Jovan. You're free to call me Joe. I am someone who's had a background in education for at least 15 years. So I've served as a teacher and an educational admin. So I'd like to think that I've probably had over 700 kids, right? Speaking of mother. But I am a mom by birth, and I am currently an author of my first poetry collection titled The Children of Feeling. So full-time, I am a writer and an editor. So of course, in that, I am also the CEO of Joe and Her Pen. It is a writing and editing service for all creatives and entrepreneurs and business owners. So that's me. That's it.
That's what's up.
Listen,
That's what's up.
come on here. My name is Quanisha Bennett. I am. I just felt like I should throw down my list. No, it ain't about me. But what?
Did you tell? Well, tell them about you got a recent one that you just added to your resume.
Babe, all right, you want me to?
No,
I'm just. All right. My name is Quanisha Bennett. That's me.
I'm ready to get to these questions.
You ready to get to questions? Okay, I'm a social worker. I am currently a social work supervisor, and I recently got my certification. I am a certified Christian counselor. Holla at me if you need to talk. I'm here for you. I'm a mom. I'm a wife.
All right.
That's it? All right, he said that's enough.
All right.
So
first question. My name is Jamal, and I'm here to start trouble. That's it. I got questions.
They know.
So, first question, and I'm so...
You got to go first?
Yeah. I'm grateful to all jokes aside. I am definitely grateful to be connected to you guys. Thank you for sharing your time with us, your story, your journey with us, in hopes and in efforts of helping somebody and inspiring and motivating. So I'm going to be asking questions from a serious place as well as from a troublemaking place, because you all know me to be a troublemaker.
Don't troublemaker.
So I just have to ask this question to these beautiful Black women, Black queens, Nubian princesses and goddesses. How come y'all never know what y'all want to eat? I just need to know. How come y'all never know what it is y'all want to eat? The fellas, we need to know. We need to know. I'm speaking for every man that just said what you want to eat, and you're like, whatever you want to eat. And then we give you 40 places, and you're like, oh no, I don't want none of those. I need an answer.
The answer
I've already given. Who want to answer that?
The question is, how come y'all don't know what we want to eat? How come y'all don't know us well enough that y'all know? I don't know what we want to eat.
So what we're not going to do is okay.
That was good. That was good.
I didn't think this through. I ain't think this through because I didn't think you was going to come right away. I thought y'all was going to get me in the end, but okay. So cool. First question on the serious side is, what was the journey? And anyone at any time can.
Yeah, you ain't answer that question.
Oh, that was
that was
really
a question.
Yeah,
why y'all know?
You know what it is? I know what my wife likes. I can only speak for myself. I know what my wife likes, but my wife is so moody. She's a moody eater. So she has to be in a mood for certain things. And so, a lot of times I'll ask and I'll wait 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours until she figures out what mood she's in for food before I go get my own food. Like the other night. Hey, I'm going to get such and such. I was going to get Jamaican food. Oh, well, I don't really want that because
I didn't feel it in my spirit.
It's going to make me bloated and all the other things that women go through. And so for like 4 hours,
you dramatic with the hours.
It was 4 hours. That night, it was 4 hours. I'm putting it out there for the fellas who go through and share my struggle. I went and got 2 beef cup of noodles and called it a night. And was like, you on your own, sister. So, hey.
Yeah, listen. You did do that, but it wasn't 4 hours. The problem is it has to be, Mel, hold it down. Bahachi, the problem is it has to be in my spirit. If my spirit don't speak to it, I can't eat it. That's just how my life works. But that's my business. And you're not going to go there with me. Okay?
Thank you, Beehive, for having my back.
Y'all not going to jump my brother. Oh, God.
Thank you for having my back.
Here the group.
I feel
my boys to men.
Right.
Around us.
But on the serious side, on the serious side, you all come from different, of course, Black women, strong women, successful, educated, and it's really an honor to know you guys. But you all have had your own journeys and had your own struggles and had your own battles that you had to climb. So what was the journey like going from where you were to who you are now? Some of us, maybe like me, and I share my story because this is what I really dealt with, but I didn't love myself, or I didn't know how to love myself, or I didn't care about, certain things that was, associated with me. I didn't like my dark skin. I didn't like my big nose. I didn't like my lips, but that was part of, because anyway, moving forward, that was part of my struggle as well, part of my journey. So what was the journey like for you to get to a place of loving yourself?
Man, you went in deep early. I was going to start off with a little lighter question. That's
so deep.
You told me to go first.
I did tell you to go first. So whoever wants to answer that can answer that.
I mean, you want a table that you can ask your question?
No, it's fine.
I guess you can pick who.
Everybody got quiet, like,
That's a lot to unpack.
You know what it is?
Yeah, that's
over talk each other. So you got to pick which one of us you want us to answer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Quanisha, you talking girl, so you might as well just answer, child.
Damn, what is the question? My question to you to like, figure out where it is you want me to go with it is pre and post what? Baby or marriage? Because
No. Pre-marriage.
For her, pre-marriage.
Pre-marriage for yourself. So as a Black woman, prior to marriage, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there was a struggle, insecurity, idea or thought that you had to wrestle with, struggle with, and war it and overcome to ultimately love Quanisha better. So what was that journey like? What was that process like for you?
It was self revelation that you really ain't the shit. I think sometimes we really be feeling ourselves and we put ourselves on a pedestal, which is a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing if you feel yourself too much that you're better than other people, or you're better than the man or the woman that's looking at you or checking you out. And it's a humbling experience when you realize that you're just as flawed and that you need to work on yourself, and that all that aggressiveness or all that attitude or past you have is cool for a time being, but you need to cut it. Like, if you want to settle down and you want to capture and get a good man, it's a give or take, and you need to humble your ass real quick, or you're gonna be by yourself. That's my revelation.
This is true. Oh, Greg has joined us. Hello, Gregory.
That's the OG right there. KG, what's good, big bro?
You know what? I'm not dealing with all these men. Boys and men have literally gathered.
We in the building.
They came from near and far and just, they're here together.
I got some more questions that the fellas want me to ask the ladies.
Okay, but we're going to wait on that. We're going to wait on that. Listen, a list. How did the fellas gave them a list? Does anyone else want to answer that question?
I wanted to, Quanisha, you spoke on something that I was thinking. I think it's noble of you to kind of name it from that perspective, right? That like we think we're the ish, where for me it was like I was on the other end of the spectrum. I didn't think that I was enough. And so it was me having to like release negative, toxic perceptions of myself because they were developed through what I thought others thought of me. And if I want to take a layer deeper than that, it started with being around white people, right? So we have this this perception that I was charging myself with because I was in an environment with them. And so all of what I thought about myself was based on their experience of people who looked like me.
Wow.
And then I think it was also having to, if you're talking about like later on in adulthood, having to process what I was afraid of. Because sometimes our absence of self-love is rooted in the things that that torment us and the things that drive us away from wherever it is that we need to be. And so for me, this process of self-love has been having to literally let go of perceptions that God did not design for me and having to confront the things that I was terrified of too.
Wow.
That was
deep.
Auntie, I see you. Auntie, I'm going to inbox you because I need you to come on the show. So I'm going to inbox you.
So
I got an episode perfect for you.
So you want to come on, girl, answer. Come on, Janelle. What you got to say, honey? Tell us.
So I think for me, one of the issues that I faced was you grow up hearing that you should be self-aware, right? So you should be aware of the negative traits that you have, but no one talks about being aware of the positive traits that you have. So what you bring to the table. And I think that for me, it was sitting down and recognizing what I do have to offer. And Jovan hit on something really, really important. Not taking people's perspective of you and taking that on and wearing that, right? So looking and seeing, yes, there's things that I need to work on, but there are things that make me amazing as well. And then also taking a look at where you want to be and who you want to be and what type of attributes are going to get you there, and seeing what you already have and then what you need to work on. And for me, it was recognizing the negative, but not living in it, focusing on the positive and how I can improve. And that helped me to love myself better.
Wow. Come on here. Self-love is the best love next to Jesus love, because that's really the best love. I love it. I love it. Gotta put Jesus in it. Does any other ladies want to answer before I go to my question? Nobody? All right, girlfriends. So
KG, I'm with you, bro.
Okay.
I came to learn too.
So this is a question I want to ask, and I think that us as Black women, we sometimes battle with this. Like, I know a couple of you are married, and some aren't married, but as women that are successful, right? A lot of times, Black women that are successful, it's hard to find a man that is confident in himself in that success that you're in, right? Everyone on here got degrees. Everyone on here has a business of some sort, right? You know, established, whether it's you guys have your own homes, you guys have your own cars, like you guys have this and stocks, whatever the case may be, you guys are doing things for yourselves. How hard is it? And this is maybe both, because I know, like I said, Janita and Kamisha are married. Even when you guys were in a dating, well, Kamisha been with her husband for a long time. She can't count. But even when you guys were in the dating world, she count. Even when you guys were in a date, we all matter. Even when you guys were in the dating world, how hard was it to find someone or be with, like find a man that could say, okay, I can accept you in this and not feel intimidated by this? Because I think a lot of us Black women, like men sometimes are intimidated by what we bring to the table. So how you deal with that?
Well, I'm going through a divorce because of that. I'll speak on it. For me personally, I look at the person. I never really looked at like finances in that sense. And I feel like in the dating, it wasn't necessarily brought up about finance. And so once we got married, the insecurity started to show. Mm-hmm. It definitely put a strain on the relationship. So I feel that it's so important for you to have discussions about finances. And I know it's hard because for societal standards, the man is supposed to be the one to provide. And so now imagine the woman is the one that basically has to hold it down. And so I feel as a woman, you should always be there for your partner and try to support them in whatever goals that they have so that they can, I guess, gain that confidence. But I feel sometimes when it comes down to self-love too for the man as well, if they don't love themselves enough to see that my woman is here to support me in whichever way that I can, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's just hard. I feel that it's hard for women to be more successful than men. Like, I feel it should be like the same level or the man is a little more successful.
Yeah. But you want to talk?
Go ahead, Nita.
I would say that I would agree it's very hard, or it was very hard. And I found myself a lot of times trying to dumb myself down so that I would be less intimidating to guys, or to downplay myself. That's what I would definitely downplay myself in order to kind of be submissive to them and to make them feel, adequate because they felt inadequate because of my background. And I would say I really struggle with this. Like, I think this is the year, like turning 30 has been my turning point to where I'm like, I am who I am. I'm a badass. I've worked hard for humbly, respectfully, I'm a badass. And Absolutely. I've worked hard.
You deserve to celebrate yourself.
Where I am, to everything that I had. And if you're intimidated by it, then, I mean, that's your problem. Sorry. But it's taken 30 years. Like that's just where I am.
Yes, I agree. Kamisha, you want to say something?
I just want to throw in there that I have learned over time. I mean, yes, I've been out of the dating world for a while, but there is, if you know your partner or you decide that you want to be in a relationship, you also have to take into consideration how to love your partner for them to feel important or feel needed in the relationship. So Definitely. If for some reason you make more money, I don't. I'm good. But if in circumstances you do make money, handle the finances, you have to know how to tread lightly when you're dealing with a man, and a Black man at that. there is a power struggle that they battle as a woman, regardless. I'm not into being submissive, but I feel like you have to have a man, be a man, and feel like a man. If that just means decision making or just running, something past them before saying okay, out of formality and respect, give them that feeling that they can still, that their say still matters, definitely plays a lot in how the relationship progresses. And I learned that just through, people in my DMs asking me questions of like how my marriage works, or, I'm successful on a man. It's because sometimes I'm not saying you have to dumb it down, but you have to give them their flowers and make them feel just as important or just as needed, because a lot of relationships do fail because men feel like they're not a necessity in your life.
For sure.
If you can do for yourself, then what am I there for? So you have to give them that opening to feel like, oh my God, I need you. Granted, we can on our own, and we are all, as I'm seeing, are successful, and we can make our own money. But you have to know when to kind of fall back and let a man be a man and feel like they are, holding you down or the house down, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically. You got to give them that, or they're not going to feel that they're needed. And that's when they start to stray or feel like they want someone that needs them or can rely on them, or that they could provide for them in some type of way.
Go ahead, Janelle. Sorry.
So I feel, first of all, Cammie said exactly what I was going to say. I think that the problem that I find is we put so much bearing on financials. Provision doesn't have to be financial, right? Nor do you have to make the most money to be head of household. As Cammie said, you can lead, you can feel needed, you can feel important without making the larger amount of money or having the most finances. It's up to us as women to make sure that men feel needed, because a lot of us have, because we've had to, taken on this role of I'm independent, I don't need anyone, I don't need you, I can do everything on my own. It's not really what we want, but we don't know how to be soft because we've had to take on that role
all the time. You're right.
Definitely. But I think, but you want to talk?
No, you go ahead.
I want to submit to what you guys to say, Daddy. I want to put submission right here. Let me insert submission. Insert. Let me go back.
No, go.
Thank you, Daddy. I appreciate that. I think that everything that you guys said was right. And I think what we also have to realize is every situation is different, right? So it all depends on the partner that you're with. Because the reality is, you as a person, as a woman, can make that man feel confident and make him feel like money doesn't matter. I'm here for you. I'm supporting you. But if he's not confident, I think Akeem said it, he has to have self-confidence within himself as a man to say, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, and whether she makes more money than me or not, I still am a man, and I still can do, and I still have something to bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, whether you make more money than me or I make more money than you, it's not about that. It's about what we're bringing to the table. What do we say? It's not equal. It's not equal.
It's not equal giving. It's equal sacrifice.
Yes, it's not equal giving. It's equal sacrifice. So what does your sacrifice look like, right? And for someone, let's say for instance, you're a stay-at-home mom or you don't work, your husband may be bringing in the money, or vice versa. He stays home with the kids and you work. You may be bringing in the money, but the person that stays home takes care of the kids, cooks, cleans, does the laundry. Equal sacrifice. We're both sacrificing something. So I think a lot of times what I've heard from you ladies, but also just speaking to other ladies that I know that are very successful in that space of whether they're in a relationship or wanting to be in a relationship, a lot of men sometimes are intimidated because they're not where they want to be. Like a lot of times it's an inward thing that they haven't figured out where they needed to be and where they want to be. So because I'm not secure within myself, how can I really foster a secure relationship with this woman that had what it appears to have everything together?
Right. Absolutely. I agree.
You know? Okay, baby, you can talk now.
No. You guys are doing great. Because I was going to ask, can a successful woman? I see comments coming. Facts. Big bro said facts. Ak, I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Ak said facts. Kendrick said agreed.
Thank you guys for agreeing with me. I appreciate the boys and men is really here. I appreciate that, guys.
T said compromising.
Compromising for sure. For sure. Compromise is huge in relationships.
I think not only speaking as a man who at this current moment, my wife makes more than I. That was a major issue for me because my mindset was stuck on providing or that word providing, and I was boxed into one dimension of the word providing. Then I saw a movie.
But now,
then I saw.
I'm a sugar mama. It's like.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
JK, man, JK.
I'll sell drugs if I have to, and then come to church. The boys are hustling, so we. No, but I saw a movie. Recently. I saw this when I was younger. Didn't understand all the concepts, and then I said to Quanisha, you watch a movie, you ask based on what you see. You guys remember the movie Sprung? Y'all remember Sprung? Sprung.
No. It was I feel like I should agree. You make me feel old.
Tisha Campbell, Martin is in that movie, and so he says to his boy, the guy with the lock says to his boy, he's like, "Oh, why are you with her and all this stuff? Is it just for the love? Just for this, da 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 da?" And so he says something that stuck with me. He says, "I don't just make love in the bed." He says, "I make love for weeks at a time." And then the ladies at the table are getting excited at what he's saying. And he's going and says, "I make love mentally. I make love emotionally. I make love to her spiritually. I make love to her needs and her wants as well as sexually." And so I asked Quanisha, I said, "Well, what if I couldn't provide physically, financially, but spiritually, emotionally, and mentally I can provide in those areas? Would that be okay?" And so I think that's part of the conversation that we need to have, because unfortunately there's a lot of brothers like me who don't have a degree, unfortunately. And I may not be able to provide a Birkin, but I can get you past your brokenness. I can help affirm you and get some self-confidence. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So is that provision, would that provision, not to say that the financial is not important, because it is important. It's important. You know what I'm saying? But is that substantial or enough to make a successful woman say, "You know what, I can deal with this if he's meeting these other areas"?
Smart woman, yes.
Absolutely. A woman who has wisdom.
Yes.
Definitely. You have to be each other's peace. And so if you're being insecure because of finances and now you want to be disruptive, it's going to cause a rift. You have to look at the other strengths that you have. So I feel like because of the insecurities, men feel it's all about money, and it's not. Because it's like, "Oh, I can't buy you that Chanel bag. I don't care about that."
But see the reason, and I'm sorry to cut you off, because there are some women who do.
Yes, there are.
There are some.
But then that's
in the beginning, y'all know us. My wife in the beginning was very spoiled. And so I came into the relationship struggling because I had just lost a job.
We were 22, babe.
Yeah, no. I just want to share the story because this is So I came into it struggling and wasn't able to meet her where she was. Now spiritually, I offered and provided something spiritually, but even in our youth, it was like, "Oh well, I need some more than that." And so now it's getting harder for some of us brothers to get a degree. I've been trying to get back in school. Oh God, if y'all only knew the story, for so long, and haven't been able to put myself in a position. What you said, Mish?
I said, don't try to break your neck to get a degree. Some degrees are not for everyone.
Yeah.
I'm here for a trade. I just need ambition. But
yeah,
people need to get off this high horse that like a degree means something. I gotta and I just stay home with my kids for most of the time. Don't be feeling degree, but maybe it's not. It's ambition. It's dedication.
So Go ahead now.
So I think both Mel and Marilyn brought up two good points. So Marilyn brought up the fact that there's a lot of women that financial things are important to them. And I think social media is the problem. So social media makes Black men think that the majority of Black women want that's the only thing we want. We want bags, we want rings, we want diamonds, we want this, we want that. It's nice, but that's not all we need. You can't completely fulfill me in a relationship by just purchasing items for me. That doesn't work. Then the other piece that Mel said that was super important was, I'm taking notes, so excuse me that is that finances, although they are not everything, they are still important. No woman who paid money to get her degree, private school, 6-figure loans, wants to be the only person supporting the household. So as I believe it was Cammie said, as long as you have ambition and you are trying to contribute in whatever that looks like, because it looks like for every different household. So whether that is I'm going out of the house and I'm working and you're home taking care of the kids, cleaning, cooking, doing that piece, I don't have to come home and do that. That's contributing, right? So as long as you're contributing, you're ambitious, you're not okay with just sitting at home and doing nothing, that's fine.
Gotcha.
I agree. And I just want to insert something real quick because boys and men ain't going to do this to me today, okay? I want to set the record straight. I was
Brotherhood
20.
Is in the building.
We were 22. I was young. I was dumb. I was spoiled. And I wanted what I wanted. But as today, Quanisha, 33, woman married with children, that does not faze me. It doesn't faze me. Like, you don't have to get me back. I like it. I think it's nice. You know, wow, great. Oh, thank you, baby. I'm excited. But I prefer you to take out the garbage. Come on, take out that garbage, baby. That turned me. I told him one day, I said, you want to know what turned me on, babe? Let me come home and my house is clean.
Yes,
I came home from Vegas and this house was spick and span. And he said, babe, the house clean. So you turned on.
Clean my car, wash my car, put some gas in it.
I guess look at Keith said he can relate. I said, well, babe, I guess I gotta turn on because the house is clean. But it's
what you said.
Babe, I dropped it.
You did. But I had to fight for it.
Oh, well, you got it.
All my life,
I had to fight. You got it.
I felt like my man from the heartbeat.
I teased you for a little bit, but you got it. It was good. The point of the matter is, like, that was in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, so make sure you insert when this happened. Like, in the beginning, yes. When, like, I think Kamisha's saying, when you're young and you don't know, you're not a mature or a wise woman, of course you want things, you feel like this is what you want. But when you have gone through some things, when you have grown, you have learned to love yourself, when you have really realized what matters and what doesn't matter, and I think we talked about this on another episode, those superficial things are not at the top of the list anymore. They're cute, but they're just not at the top of the list. Like, you want other things. I think Javon did this. This was our hand movement the last time when you want to get picked on. Go ahead.
No, Janelle, you said something that sparked a thought. And my first thought was like, yes, I understand that we don't speak for all women who happen to be women of color. But the first thought that came to my mind was, I think because of social media, because of the comparison trap too, and just sometimes some women just did not have other women who were pouring wisdom into them to help them to understand.
You always Captain KG.
I'm
sorry, bro.
Your mindset is not healthy about men, or maybe your mindset, your expectations of men are unrealistic. I think sometimes, and this might be unconventional me saying this, I quite frankly don't care, but the reality is that some women just have to be held accountable.
Amen.
And we have to acknowledge what we're responsible for too. We can't walk around here acting like we want all of the glitz and glam in the yellow brick road and we don't have anything to bring to the table, or we have these expectations because it looks good in the picture, but then when you get really close and it's pixelated and you see all of the imperfections, you see what you haven't done, you see how your mindset is pure, you haven't been in your words, so you're not pouring into your husband. Like, I think some of us have just poor expectations and we're not being held accountable for it. So that when men do have something to say to us, then we want to spew about who we are and why we believe what we believe. But it's like, but nobody is checking you about how poor your mindset is.
This is true. This is true.
Very true. I agree totally.
Which is great, because this is one of the things that I was going to ask is, so what would you say to a young woman who has that mindset, who maybe missed or passed on a good brother who's trying, you know what I'm saying, a good brother who's not there yet, but he I don't want to say have potential, but you know, he has the ambition, he has the desire.
You know how I feel about potential.
He has the ambition, he has the desire, he has the determination to become something of himself. What would you say to a young lady like that?
Can I answer first?
Whoever.
I think it depends, and you know, you ladies can answer how you want to answer. I think it depends on the age. To me, I think it depends on the age and where we are in life. Like, if we 40 or we 45 and we just going off of potential and ambition, I don't really know if I'm going to do it at 40 and 45. Now, I think if we in our 20s, you know, young girls in the 20s, you know, even in our 30s, like, you know, we still trying to figure things out. Yeah, let's grow together. But I think at a certain age, women are no longer looking for potential. Like, you got to have something established at a certain age that you're bringing something. Like, you can't be 50 still trying to figure out what your job career is going to be. No, I need you to get a job, like a real one, like even if McDonald's, like be the best. Say it again.
I said any job at this point.
Yeah, any job, like be the best fryer in the world, but be something, like do something, because you can't sit here and not do nothing. So I feel like potential is great, but I've met a lot of people, both women and men, that had great potential, right? But they did nothing with the potential. And 5 years later, 10 years later, they're still in that same space of shoulda, coulda, woulda, but they did it. I think it depends on if the person with potential is actually being intentional about actually reaching a goal, actually doing something, not just saying, well, I can do all these things, but you've put no work in progress to actually accomplish a thing.
Yeah.
I think it depends, because they may be intentional, but they don't have the financing. So they're working, they're doing what they need to do. They have this dream, this goal that they want to do, but the financing isn't there. And so I feel that for the woman, it would be up to her discretion if she, you know, sees that potential, sees the future, and she wants to be a part of that process and, you know, help him with the funding and take it from there. Of course, it can be risky, but investments are risky sometimes.
This is true.
I would probably also, I would probably, what do they say? Answer a question with a question. And like Quanisha said, depending on the age. But the first thing that comes to mind is like asking a girl, young woman, like what defines you, and like check into your beliefs. Because sometimes culturally we've adopted things that really have nothing to do with the culture of the relationships that we should be in.
True.
And sometimes what defines us is, like we were saying a moment ago, what we're seeing in front of our faces. So if a young woman is programmed to believe that she should only be in a relationship if the man is able to, let's just say, do all the things that Jay-Z does for Beyonce, I mean, I would challenge her to really look at what defines her and what her beliefs are, in hopes that she would be able to have a mirror slap her in the face, and she would be able to confront the things that she needs to address within her that answers those questions.
Definitely.
And then grow from there.
So can I ask a question? And just on observation, not personal relationships that you have, and then we're going to segue, because we have to get to how Black men can love you guys better. I need to know, because I want to do better myself. But one of my concerns is, especially with, I have godchildren, and for some reason I have more goddaughters. Matter of fact, You
don't have any gods.
No, I do. Shamar.
Oh yeah, that's the new addition.
We literally just had them
Child, we got more godchildren than a little bit.
But no, I have more goddaughters, and I always thought it was funny that I have sons that I only make boys, and then God gives me all these girls to be like I have my nieces right now who are in the back of the house running crazy. Do you guys feel like women overall, especially women of color, have the same value for themselves as our mothers or grandmothers did back in the day? Because for me, I feel like, as the Bible says, it's a great falling away. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when I see some of our sisters, I be like, you don't know what you're worth. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't see how much value and how much power you have or you hold. And I know that sometimes it takes a man saying it, but it's scary to me to see that, our nurturers and, the cultivators of our families to carry themselves, some women's, not all, the way that they do. And it breaks my heart. Like, so do you feel like women, especially Black women, value themselves the way that our moms or grandmoms used to?
I want Janita to answer this. Janita ain't talking, child. I need Janita to talk. Look at Janita's like, whoa, Quanisha, that was a big one. I can't hear you, Janita. You're muted.
I muted myself. My bad. So I can only speak for myself. And I was deep in thought while you were talking. I was really processing because I was like, wow, he's speaking to me. Like, I was having this conversation with a friend, and I literally said to her, I was like, how did we get to the point where we think so low of ourselves when we were raised by such strong women? My mom poured affirmations into us. I was loved, but it's like, how did I get to a point where I thought so low of myself that I allowed myself to go through certain things? I subjected myself to certain things. I've thought of myself with such low self-esteem, little confidence, like not loving myself. So that's when you called me, I was like, whoa, you caught me in my thoughts. So I would say personally, I can't speak for everyone, but yes, I've seen that with myself. Even, navigating through marriage, like to me, I'm not there. It is literally still a journey, and it's like every day I'm discovering something else. Every day I'm growing and I'm loving myself more. And the more that I love myself, the less that I tolerate or put up with, or the more that I can change also to learn how to love others, the way that they deserve to be loved, to reciprocate that love that's given to me, or to realize that I don't have to be afraid to, be loved wholly, because I'm worthy of it.
Definitely.
Go
now. Yeah, and I see Kamisha wanted to say something too.
So there's two things. Mel, you said something that we're the nurturers. And I think that from myself included, and a lot of women, because we're nurturers, when we see potential in people, we want to help cultivate that, right? We want to help you get to where we know you can get to. And sometimes that requires pulling a lot from us, right? To pour into you. And then we become okay with making you a better person for the next person, right? Instead of making you do the work that you need to do to be better for us, or us moving on, because of that nurturing spirit. The other thing that was interesting to me was the question that you asked, as far as we saw strong examples. So I'm not sure if I'm the only person on the panel of Caribbean descent, but for me, I saw two different things, right? So my mom's age group, I saw that if I have to, I do it on my own. I'm strong, got my degrees. She was also in America, so it was different. I did see that, like Janita said, I saw that, affirmations, that empowerment. But the generation before, like my grandmother's generation, we didn't see that. What we saw was, and I see Cammie nodding her head, like what we saw was settling. This man can provide for me. This man can financially do for me. My job is to be home, take care of the kids, maybe sew a dress or so, but I need to find a man who is a provider. And that generation, men weren't taught to love. They were taught love is to provide. You have a home, be happy. You know, bills is getting paid, be happy. Doesn't matter how I treat you. This is just what the generations do. So I think it's difficult, especially when you had your grandparents around, because then you saw two different types of women, right? If that makes sense.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. And some men nowadays want that same type of be happy, and it's like, but I'm not being happy. You ain't bringing that to the table, okay? I need to be something happy about, okay? If I bought the table, the house, the chair, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Okay, let me not dog these men out, but yeah, Mish, you wanted to go. Let me read what Marilyn wanted to go. So yes, ladies, Kamish wanted to go next. So go, Mish, as I'm reading this message.
No, I feel like no, you hit it. Like that's exactly what I was gonna say. There are two sides to it, and I feel like there was definitely a very, very big submissive side with, like you said, the Caribbean end, whereas as long as you provide, put up with a lot of crap. They probably won't show it because social media wasn't around. But when you're upstairs in your room and you hear mommy and daddy arguing downstairs, it was some nonsense going on. But because me named wife and me stay home and that's it, you just don't bring that here and you tell. So it's like you pick or choose your poison, because we looking at it now, and it's only because we have social media to look at and try to compare, and now we're so raunchy and maybe we don't have a great upbringing. But it's like, no, ours is more public, but they dealt with some stuff that I look back at like I would never. But like you said, fighting held so much weight at that time that if you gave money at the end of the day and had a roof over your head, your mouth was silent. That was it. And as long as your father come home at night, that was it. And as long as there's food on the table, that was it. But mommy, what about this one? Or why I see this person here? Or why the windshield breaking? Or why the tire broken? Or why you have a black eye on your face? Trust me, I feel like it's very much similar. It's just the new age issues that we're dealing with, and we're dealing with public eye.
That is true. That is true. Marilyn, I think you wanted to say something.
Joe too.
Yeah. And Joe Vaughn? No, not Joe. Okay, Marilyn.
I grew up in a Caribbean household. My parents are Haitian, and I don't know. I feel like with Haitians, they don't really show much emotion. Like they love you, but you're not gonna learn self-love from Haitian parents. That's like when I would have issues at school, my mom would be like, "Don't worry about that. Jesus loves you." You know? And that's all that really mattered. Go to school, go to church, be a good person, and that's it. Like I literally had to learn how to love myself a few months ago. Wow. So I think it's difficult. Parents should definitely be involved in their kids, because sometimes they're so confused. Like, how did they go down this path? I tried to do everything right, but self-love is so important. Like, and I learned it the hard way. And
it is
when you don't love yourself, because it's like when your parents are saying, "I love you," you know, the church loves you. It's not enough. Like you really have to be involved, because then you start to look in the wrong places for love
and show emotion. Show emotion. I don't feel like Western parents show emotion. Yeah. My mom talks backwards. So she's giving me a compliment, is, "Oh, you don't look bad today," as opposed to I try so hard to make sure that when I have my kids, I want them to see me cry. I want to hug them. I want to tell them that they're making me emotional because they're growing up. Because my mom is, "You look good. You look all right." Yeah. It's just like, are you happy? You know what I mean? Like, did I accomplish something? Are you proud of me? You would never get a straight answer. I would get a text before I get any actual physical emotion.
Yeah.
I information now that I'm older, and you should see how she is with my daughter. She's so like, I'm like, damn, why weren't you like that when I was a kid? Like, you know? But, you know, I guess because coming from another country and you have to work and it's all the mindset of just providing. So I guess that wasn't like, you know, a major thing that they thought about. But you know, you learn from the journey, and even through all the circumstances that I've been through, I'm still happy that I went through it because it's made me a better person.
I just want to say one more thing. I think just back to Mel's question, another reason why I think a lot of women, as you say, maybe don't realize their self-worth, which I don't really think that that's it, but we'll go with that. I think also a lot of it has to do too with time invested. So sometimes when you feel like you've invested so much time here, you want to see it through, right? This has to work. I've already invested 2-3 years of my life. To start over again is very uncomfortable. You know, it's an uncomfortable space for people to be in. And I think a lot of times that's another reason why some women decide to stay in spaces where, like you said, men who see them and love them and see their worth can't understand why they're putting up with things like that.
Definitely. I want to touch on something very quick. I just want to go backwards a little bit. Marilyn, you kind of dropped it in there very quickly when you were saying in reference to you finding your self-love just a couple of months ago. And you also kind of shared a little bit in reference to you now going through a divorce. And, you know, the reality is all of you women are at different stages and phases in your life. We all are. And that's just the way that life goes. So what can you say, Marilyn? And I know your backstory, right? But what can you say to a young woman that is now in a place of, like what Janelle was saying, starting over, right? Because you now are in a place of starting over. You're young, and through this experience, you've now been able to find self-love. So what does that look like for you? And what would you be able to say to another woman that may be in your shoes?
I will say that you never know what the future brings. Even when you got into the relationship, you were hoping for the best, right? And I would say for my relationship, you know, it wasn't easy, but I always continued to try to make it work through personal counseling, couples counseling. And so you kind of get to a point where you're like, you know what? I tried everything that I could. And now it's time for me to just I need to just move on from it. So I feel that whenever you're making that decision, you definitely need to self-reflect, accountability as well. What was my part in it? What was his part in it? Can we try again? Can we see if it can work? But if you come to that realization that it can't work, you have to think about yourself, because sometimes ending that chapter is a blessing in disguise. And so you don't want to look at yourself as a failure, because like for me, my parents have been married for over 30 years. Sorry.
Oh, don't get emotional.
No, let
Oh, I don't want to cry.
It's all right, Marion. We're here with you.
That's all right, Marion.
Sorry.
It's okay.
We love you. You're not by yourself in this.
You don't have to answer.
There's something that I wanted, you know. I never pictured me going through a divorce or whatever, but I just think that it's the best. It's the best thing for me right now. Because especially for the man and the woman, each other, you both have to have self-love. You both have to do it. You have to go to therapy. I feel that in the Black community, a lot of people feel like therapy is for white people. Therapy is not for me. And it's so important because there's a lot of trauma that people take from their childhood or from past relationships, and they bring it in. And you can try to love a person as much as you can, but if they don't love themselves, there's nothing that you can do. Nothing.
Nope.
And I feel that that's the position that I was in. I felt like I did the most that I could, but I was being drained to the point where I just I didn't love myself anymore. I gained so much weight. The confidence was gone. And then I just came to a realization no, enough is enough. started working out. I started eating better. You know, we still were having our issues or whatever, and we had a domestic issue, and that was like the final straw. I was just like, you know what? This is it. It's time for me to focus. I have my daughter now. I never grew up in a household where my parents were arguing. Like one time I saw my parents arguing, I was in high school, and I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna have a divorce. Oh my God, it's over. And like, you know, no relationship is easy. It's not simple. You're gonna have your ups and downs, but you want to have a partner where you can weather the storm with. You're not going to find nothing like whatever you see on social media, on TV. Like, I know sometimes where like people are like, oh, I want to be like the Huxtables. You know, it's like, that's just the glamour of things. What about the back end of things? You have to be strong and able to overcome that. So I feel that, you know, for whatever woman, if you're going through something right now, and sometimes you may feel I've invested so much into this relationship. If you're single, there's, you know, I mean, not single, but like if you don't have any kids, there's chance for that. There are people that find love years later when they're older. Like, don't look at other relationships. Just look at you and and if you have kids, think about your kids. Sometimes people become complacent because they're like, oh, I have to think about my kid. But kids are very observant. Why be miserable in front of your children? And then now you're going to be surprised when they end up with a man or a woman, you know, that you didn't want for them. So I want to set an example. Through all this, I'm just thinking about my daughter, because it's not about me anymore. It's about my daughter. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Listen, I have been through, I just want to insert this real quick. I have been through the trenches with my sister girl Marilyn, and I mean, I was looking at a picture of her 6 months ago, and she looked like a completely different woman. Like the stress and the weight of the world was on her. Mm-hmm. And recently we went away to Vegas, and I said, "Oh, you're not coming out like this, glistening skin, glistening, And she said, Quanisha, this is what happiness looks like. I said, baby, I'm liking it on you. Like, we also have to understand as women, like, it's okay. You know, like, it's okay if this is just not what it is. And I want to make it very clear. I'm not sitting here promoting divorces. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying, hey, everybody go get a divorce. Don't work it out. No, go to counseling, pray, individual counseling, marriage counseling. But what I am saying is, at the end of the day, if it may end, you can still live, and you can still be happy, and you can still be an amazing person, and you can still feel well accomplished. Because sometimes us as women, we feel like our identity lies in the man. And I love this man. I love him. I do. But my identity, all that I am, can't just, you know, be in just this person, right? Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes as women, that's what we do. And I mean, I was just so elated, you know, and I spoke to my friend beforehand, guys, about this and wanting to know if she would be willing to share. But I was just so elated when I saw her coming out and just really loving herself. Whatever that looked like for her, however she whatever, like Absolutely. Loving herself and loving herself unapologetically. This is who I am. This is what I want to be. And guess what? This is what I'm going to be.
Absolutely.
I love you, Marilyn.
We love you, Marilyn. The people love you, Marilyn.
The people love you.
So we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. Because Marilyn actually took us where I wanted to go. She took us one route, but we got there. I had a revelation years ago of my marriage that there's no progress and there's no promotion without my wife. The Lord said to me, let me tell you what the Lord said to me. The Lord said to me, if you take care of the woman I gave you, I'll take care of everything else. That's what he said to me. And through that, I realized that the rise of the Black man is dependent upon the rise of the Black woman. And so I know as a reformed dog, you know, dirty dog, nasty dog, He was taught how to be a dog.
And an alpha male, I mean, he is,
listen,
he's halsey. Listen, Rupert, I love halsies and all, but baby, a couple of you up here ain't know the whole. All right, let me not get all up into the girls' business.
We some strong people. That's
y'all
all I'm gonna say.
Y'all know
we some strong people. We don't bend, we don't break, we don't bow, we don't do any of that. But nonetheless, I've learned, thank God for the Holy Ghost, that we, us men, us brothers, have to do a better job of protecting. I knew how to provide. I didn't know how to protect. I knew how to court. I didn't know how to cherish. I knew how to sleep with, but I didn't know how to be sensitive to my wife at times.
That's true.
I know. I'm this is my truth moment. I'm telling the truth.
Babe, you being real truthful tonight. I appreciate that.
But because the brothers want to know. So the question is, ladies, please tell us, how can we love you better?
Yes.
How? Let me go get a new book because I need to know. I need to know.
We're really going to get a notebook, y'all. So how can a man love us better?
Like, what is it that we need to know?
Yeah.
What do we need to work on? What do we need to improve? What do we need to be aware of? What do we need to stop doing?
Yeah. How can men love us better, guys? And that's if you and once again, because like I said, that's my book.
It's all right.
Some of us are married, right? So maybe it's not pertaining to your marriage, right? But just in general, if you just want to speak, even in marriages, yes,
I could do better.
Definitely. So just speaking in general, however you guys want to throw this out there, how can a man love a woman better?
I think that they should love themselves. That's number one.
I agree.
If you love yourself, you will exude that and you will pass it on to others. Because I truly believe in do unto others as you would have them do unto you, right? So if you want to be loved, you're going to give that love back. If you don't want to be mistreated, you're not going to mistreat the other person. So love yourself.
Yes, I agree. 3 snaps. Love yourself. What else you think, ladies?
I'm gonna go ahead and for the record, just so I ain't in no doghouse tonight. It's like no, this is in general. In general. First thing, one thing I would say, and I'll jump in and out, but listen to understand and empathize, and not to rebuttal. Like, I don't need you to listen and immediately have an answer all the time, or combat with what I'm saying, but listen and sympathize with what I'm saying, or try to understand and empathize, with what I'm saying, because we just don't want it. We don't want to have that all the time, and that goes both ways, but definitely like listening, I would say.
Yeah, listen to understand and empathize. I like that. My husband, he wrote that one down. That goes for the house as well. Listening to understand and empathy. Like I recently was saying to him, like we have to give each other grace. We give everyone else grace. We allow everyone else to kind of do things and say things, and we kind of, but then on us, we're so hard on each other with each other. Like, it's so important that give me the same grace that you want to receive. So giving each other grace, I think, has been tremendous. So that I just wanted to kind of insert that there. But what do you girls think? What do you think, Joe, Mish, Nelly? What y'all think?
Something that came to me was just like, be spiritually, emotionally healthy. Have a balance between who you are spiritually and who you are emotionally, which is also tied to that, which is mental. I just feel like sometimes I'm a believer, right? I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. And it just so happens that some men are so deeply involved in Jesus that they forget how to be human with their partners. They think that because they know the word and they have the posture of God and all that comes with it, but then they forget that tied to prioritizing God is to also prioritize the needs of their family. And so I find that when a man lacks that balance, then he falters in the relationship. So if I would offer the wisdom is to say, when you prioritize God, you also have to prioritize your emotional and mental health. So that may mean going to therapy. It may mean addressing it may mean addressing like traumas. I think the hard part about that is that some men don't actualize that they still are confronting traumas unless something triggers them, right? So when the trigger comes, acknowledge it and do what you need to do in order to address it, because it can be a hindrance for growth in the relationship. And then also be okay, which I think comes with how the woman shows up in her relationship. Like, be okay with putting your cape down when you come home. I don't need you to be Superman 24/7, because then what good are you to me if you're always saving everything? Where's the rest? Where's the balance, right? So just having to know that I'm not going to look at you as less than if in this moment of 10 minutes that you cannot possibly put your cape on. And I think that just back to women having to prioritize being an emotionally safe space for men, which is a whole other conversation. But ultimately, I think it is prioritizing God and then prioritizing your mental and emotional health.
That's deep, Joe. Hey, you said a mouthful, child. So, you taking notes, eh?
Yeah, I'm taking notes. Wait. But I'm a little offended because I know based off Javon answer, you be telling her business because she touching my face twice. Touching my twice.
Listen,
I'm trying not to be so deep, Javon. You don't gotta put my business out there.
But that was straight from God's mouth.
You don't gotta put my business out there. I'm trying not to be so deep.
I didn't tell her that. But wait, I want to read what Sadia says if everyone wasn't able to read it. She said, men could love women better by really getting in tune with who they are and addressing their personal issues and their past hurts. Basically, everything that Javon said, this is what Sadia said. And I think is like, it's so true, because a lot of men, deal with stuff and they go through stuff and they never deal with it. Yeah. So it's trapped up. And babe, after this, I want to talk about the cave. It's trapped up in them, and like you were saying, when things trigger, then that's when it comes out, and then it goes back in, and then it's a trigger, and then it comes out, and then it's like, oh my God, like, who are you? I don't know who you are. But they haven't dealt with those past trauma and childhood trauma or what relationship trauma, and then it comes up. So dealing with black man, white man, yellow man, Chinese man, whatever man you are, go to see a therapist, beloved. Yeah. Go see a therapist. Talk to someone. Therapy and God will do you good. I promise you. Like, go talk to somebody. Lay on somebody's couch. Tell them all about your problems, and not just tell Jesus too. But
all right. You gonna stop talking about me. You gonna stop talking about me.
Okay.
Go ahead now. Go ahead now.
Real personal.
So I would say two things. The first thing is, someone who loves you should care about how you feel. Mm-hmm. So consider how I feel.
Yes, right there.
Don't reply, respond. Respond takes thought. Mm-hmm. You should always think about the things that you're saying and the things that you're doing and how it's going to make me feel, because you said you love me. If you don't love me, that's something different. But if you say you love me, it should always be your top priority to consider my feelings, because how I feel, like Jovan said, is going to trickle into the rest of our relationship. Because now I'm unresolved, right? I'm upset. I'm unhappy at this point. So you need to always think about how you make me feel. The other thing I know for me in loving me correctly is, don't just apologize. Show me change behavior. Show me that you understand what you did wrong. You understand why it bothered me or why it hurt me. And show me that you're never going to hurt me that way again. Change your behavior.
Right.
That will really show me that you love me.
Wow. That's, you know what? That works on both ends though. That works for both men. Definitely for men, but women too. Like, I think as people, we sometimes apologize or this, that, and third, but there's no change behavior. It's a continuum, and it goes back to us not resolving our personal issues or putting the mirror in front of our faces. I think somebody said it, and showing, looking at ourselves and seeing that we ain't all that in the bag of chips. We got some things we need to work on too. Come on, Mish, what you got to say, girl? Tell us what you got. How can they love us better, baby? Tell us. I know your husband loving you good, but how can they love women better?
First off, everything that you guys said was like on point. I could agree with everything on 100. I can't even add to it. I think that's exactly it. I would say, study me. You know, go to school, you go to work, you train. You don't go out on the floor and just know exactly what to do. You study. That means that you have to watch my actions and watch my reactions. Know when I'm in a space where I don't want to be bothered. Know when I'm in a space when I feel like I'm insecure. Know my language when I'm speaking to you and what I'm indirectly trying to say. You know what I mean? Most times, yes, I should be grown enough to say it out loud. But sometimes I just don't want to put that energy in it. Sometimes I just want to be a little girl. Sometimes I just want to be. Sometimes I want you to give that extra work. So study me. Take your pen and paper out, like he has it right over there. As your wife, as your girlfriend, as your future spouse, study me. Train. Know who I am. Know my likes and my dislikes. Know when I'm guarded. Know when I feel afraid. Know when, just understand and know me as a person. If you feel you are ready to invest in me on a long-term scale. That's number one. And the only other thing I could think of, and this pertains to me directly with my husband, is relinquish paranoia. Whatever someone did to you in your past, whether it be or a friend, don't put that on me. Okay? I feel like, especially with my husband, like he looked at me and I take on everyone else's weight as well. Whoever did him wrong, whoever moved a certain way. I am your wife. I am your woman. I am your girl. I'm not your homie. I'm not your friend. So look at me that way and understand that my intentions is never to hurt or belittle you. I'm in a moment, you're in a moment, and let's just accept it as that. And in no way, shape, or form am I trying to tear you down. Okay. And I think sometimes that paranoia that you're trying to get got, or someone is trying to sun you, or someone's up and like, be in this together. You my teammate. So whether my mouth sometimes can be a little reckless or we gotta go back and forth, I'm not a dude on the street. You're not going to up with me. You don't take what I'm doing personally and think that I'm just a random stranger. You know what I mean? Like, you have to compartmentalize your relationships and know that as your wife, this is how I move. This is how I am. And accept it, respect it, and even go against it, but in the sense of me being your wife and your partner, not your homie, not your coworker, not your friend, and not some chick that, you know what I mean, that slid in your DMs. Like, that's just all I need. I just need the paranoia of everyone else's issues with you to not be on my back.
Wow.
You made a really good point when you said know me, right? But it's even further than knowing me. Know what to do about it. And if you're not sure what to do about it, ask. Ask so that next time you'll know what to do about it. Because knowing us involves knowing what we need this resolution to look like, right? What we need from you. One of the other things that I just thought of is stop being so okay with losing us. A lot of men are so okay with, well, whatever, I'll just move on to the next. There's a million girls. You're never resolving.
I gotta go.
Right.
I gotta go.
No, you're not about to stop me. Like,
I'm next.
Bringing that unresolved issues into your next relationship. Like, you just can't be so okay with dismissing people. Like, that's not okay. Because all you do, if every single relationship is failing, at some point you need to take a look at yourself, and not just take a look at yourself and just say, well, deal with me, or I'll find someone who will deal with me, because then you're settling as well. Actually take the steps and make the effort to resolve issues. Avoidance is not resolution.
Nope.
Avoiding things is not resolution. Okay, I'm done.
So y'all can go ahead. Y'all can hold on. Wait. No.
It was my goal.
I'm gonna listen. So
you can go, honey.
The boys is here.
Boys and men.
I'm still on the team. I'm just gonna give them this little, because I love my sisters. That's just a front now. That's the front.
Yeah,
that is just the front. I can't let you know how much you mean to me, because then that shows my vulnerability, and it prohibits me from protecting myself and ultimately giving you the power.
But you didn't hear what Cammy said.
I'm sorry.
So that's why, I'm married 6 years. I'm married 6 years, and I still like, get out of my house. And then Gina. It's a front. I just don't want you to know how much of an effect. And
now you know, honey. Now you know.
You know what I'm saying? I can't.
Listen.
So it's not that we're so easy to move on. It's just that it's easier for us to give you the impression than it is for us to, in that moment, to address how we really feel.
But that's why you need
Sounds
to go.
like they're the problem.
Wait, but that's why you need to go and sit. That's why you need to go and sit on the couch and get that worked out. Because you talking about get out, and you know what I'm gonna say? I'm like, okay, what you want for dinner, child?
I'm gonna sit on your couch while we Netflix and chill.
I completely understand what you're saying, that it's a defense mechanism, but it goes back to exactly what Cammy and I said. If you make me feel like it is so easy for you to walk away or for you to lose me, it doesn't matter. Why are we in a relationship? Why should I stay? Why should I fight for this? What are you showing me to tell me that this is important to you? Because you're telling me that at any point you will move on to another woman because this is too tough. You're not willing to fight for this. So although I understand it, you're not investing in this relationship if you're still, after a set amount of time, afraid to show me that you love me.
I just want to add. Hold on, Marilyn. I see you. What did Greg say? Greg said facts.
Sorry, I'm so late with the comments. My other MacBook froze for a second, so I apologize.
Yes, facts. Wasn't taught that. Be hard, feelings. Yes, we know y'all was the horse you taught to be hard. We know, but I think that in the reality of it is on both ends, as a man or woman, you have to make the other person feel that they are valued. No one wants to feel like it's just easy peasy lemon squeezy. I can get you 10 times over. You want to feel, if you want to know how a man can love a woman better, make her feel valued. Make her feel like she matters. And not that she only matters in the bedroom, but she matters all around. Because a lot of times men can make women feel like they matter in the bedroom, but then outside of the bedroom, it's like you are who you are. No, make her feel like she matters. Whether she not having sex, whether she's celibate, is she worth the wait? Yeah. Whether she do it, like, make her feel valued and make her feel like she's worth it. And not saying, once again, going back to her worth is not in our worth is not in a man, but as a man, both wants to feel valued, like making that person feel like they are valued and they care, they matter. I feel like all the other women say, then you're gonna listen. Then you're going to, you're gonna apologize, and you're gonna actually try to do not what you did before, but do the right thing. Like it matters. It matters. Make her feel like you care, like she's valued. What you was gonna say, Marilyn?
Yeah, I think transparency is very important. If you're in a relationship with someone, I think that person is supposed to be your other half. This is that one person where you should let all your walls down and just be free. You shouldn't feel like you're being judged or anything. Any troubles or worries that you go through, you should feel confident and comfortable enough to talk to your partner about that. And so I feel that bring those walls down and and I feel that's a test too for your partner to see where they're at in the relationship. If you're vulnerable with your partner and they want to joke and not take you seriously, of course your walls gonna go up, but then now you see what you're dealing with, and hopefully you address that before you get into a marriage. But if you are in the marriage, then you guys can work on it together and overcome that. But
Definitely.
transparency is definitely important.
Definitely. What were you about to say, Misha? You had your hand up.
Oh yes, I just wanted to insert and say, never get too comfortable.
Mm.
That's been my slogan, and it sounds crazy and it's very, generic, but never get too comfortable. And that goes into the be afraid of losing me. Never get too comfortable that you forget to do the small things. And that goes across the board, whether you have kids or you're married. Some people even laugh when I say, like, schedule sex, but it's certain things that's like, life happens and things happen, and you have to remember and be on top of your relationship, because that comes first in my mind. That comes first. So if after a few days it's like, oh shoot, you know what I mean, we need a date night, or oh shoot, we need a pillow talk, oh shoot, it's been a few days, or like those things, I just never get too comfortable where now you guys are just roommates and you're no longer, you know what I mean, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or you're not no longer a wife and a husband, and you're just like tag teaming on the way in and out, and just maneuvering around each other like roommates. That's just don't get too comfortable. That in itself is a recipe for somebody else to come into the picture and take control.
Yeah. Tammy's my spirit sister.
Listen, that is true.
Exactly what I want to say. Like, you got to prioritize spending time with me. That has to be at the top of your priority. You can't just work all the time. You can't just want to be with your boys all the time. Put your finger down, Mel. You can't just want to do that.
No, he says that's a good point of taking.
Oh, I thought he was saying no, but wait.
He was saying both. He was saying both. So he's like, you want them to be with you and not pay no bills, or you want them to work?
When do you make time? When do you make time for the relationship? There has to be balance. Yeah, you have to be able to figure that out. If your current job is requiring you to work 20 hours a day and you can't find any time to be with the woman that you said you love, or the woman that you want to build with, then I need to see you looking for another job that pays more and requires less hours, so that you can add time. I hate Greg. So that you can add time for your relationship. It is important. It really, I don't know. Am I wrong? It's really important for you guys to spend time together. That's how you continue to know each other. We change daily, right? We're human. We are not the same as we were yesterday or 10 years ago. You have to keep getting to know each other. And the only way for you to do that is to spend time together. And that has to be one of your top priorities. Yeah. Bijan says something real quick too. He said that sometimes, how you grew up, it becomes a curse, right? Only we can break that. Mm-hmm. But you have to want to. You have to recognize it. And like Quanisha been saying this whole time, even if therapy is not your thing, you have to figure out what your thing is, so that you can break these curses. Because after a while, you can't be 50 still talking about what your uncles or your father or your brother or the men from the neighborhood, what they taught you. Like, at some point, you have to work on you, decide who you want to be. And if that's who you want to be, fine. But if you want to be a better person, you got to start to work on that.
Got to. Yes, Janita, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just to add something that I've learned. Learn her love language and love her in her love language and not your love language. And that's something that I personally struggled with.
Write that down.
Say
that again, Janita. Say that one.
I'm a big words of affirmation and physical touch. But if you're not affirming me, don't touch me. Because listen, you make me feel great, I'm gonna give you the best night of your life. But if you're not affirming me, like, I don't want that. And
Janita, what's your cash app, baby? What's your cash? You need a blessing. There's a blessing with your name on it.
$sign Janita Kearney.
Listen, you can't. Janita, let me just insert real quick, boo. You can't want, and this is for the married folk. I just want to put it out there because I don't want to talk about the people that are not. I'm not promoting.
Dr. Kearney, you can go ahead, Dr. Kearney.
Let me go.
Let her go.
Listen, you can't want all of this whole midnight moon hour, and you ain't even affirming me in the daytime. But like, that's not how we work. You want to love us. You have to literally love us throughout the day. I need love throughout the day, baby. I need you to put some sweet nothings in my ear. Sweet nothing, nothing through the day. Come on, you can't say nothing to me all day. We partners, like Quanisha said. We high fiving, we partners, we roomies all day. Roomies.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the night hour, you like, oh, bring that over here. Bring that over here. I this over there.
Can you let Janita talk?
Okay, I'm sorry. I had my truth moment.
Let Janita talk.
My bad, Janita. Go, girl. You was all up in my business. Go, girl.
No, that was good. That's true though. That's really all I was saying was, in all seriousness, learn her love language. And although it goes both ways, we're talking about the guys right now. Learn her love language and learn to love her the way that she needs to be loved, to feel the love, and not the way that you want to be loved or you think that she wants to be loved, because that's not gonna work. Like it's just not.
Yeah.
And my love language, if you're listening out there,
husband, if you're listening, plug it, girl.
Yeah.
What's your love language?
Oh, words of affirmation and physical touch.
Listen, come on, love language is so true. I mean,
true.
It on both, babe.
My love language is drop it like it's hot.
We know your love language.
That's my love language. Drop it like
we
it's
know
hot.
Your love language. He only got one love language. It's real simple. You can't get it confused.
That's not true.
That's the love.
It's the physical touch, bro. I'm with you. The physical touch.
That's it. And I don't even know if it's actually the physical touch or just the physical. I don't even know if you really. It's the physical. Forget the touch. Don't even look at me.
So what we're not going to do, we ain't going to make this Sebastian now.
I'm joking, man. I'm joking.
It's cool because the brother, y'all don't know, but the brothers is coming back for part 2.
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking. No, but the reality is, I think each individual, both male and female, need to learn the partner's love language. That's very important.
Definitely.
And I think what you said, Janita, in reference to don't love me the way you want to be loved. Love me the way that I need to be loved. So a lot of times that's what we do. Like, I love gifts, so I'm gonna just buy you gifts. That's not your love language. You don't care about the gift. You want words of affirmation, but I never affirm you. I just buy gifts. Like we got our love language all switched up, and then we're not feeling loved because you're not loving me how I need to be loved. And it may not make any sense to you. Like words of affirmation may mean nothing to you. But if I'm telling you that that's my love language, baby, give me my words of affirmation. Go ahead with yourself.
Right. Girl.
Give them to me, babe. Tell me that you love me. Tell me that I'm beautiful 50,000 times. I want to hear it.
I was going to say, we want to hear from you.
We want to. We want to hear it. Okay. We want to wrap things up because it's late in the hour.
Quanisha, Greg asked, he said words of affirmation meaning compliments and such. I'm asking for a friend. I think he wants clarification. Is that what
I would say, and any of you ladies can also piggyback off this. Words of affirmation, babe, you're beautiful. I love you. You're great. You're great. If you guys are married or if you guys have children, like you're great with the kids. I really appreciate all that you do around the house. If you guys are not married, I thank you for taking care of me. I thank you for just really affirming that woman and giving her compliments. It's not just, and it is too, because I was going to say, just not only compliments, oh, you look beautiful, but when we put on a nice dress and we feeling good, come on, give us that compliment. Wow, babe, you look nice in that dress. Don't let me walk around the house like, ooh, don't I look cute? And you're like, oh, move out of the way. I'm walking back for that. Oh, you look all right. You had on that dress the other day. I saw you in it when you tried it. I bought it for you. So what? I want you to still get, I think that's what it is, babe. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other people. I wanted it.
I got big shoulders.
I wanted to know, babe. No, seriously. I think that just for women, period. I think men and women, we think differently. So what seems to be little to a man is big to women. Like we really need those things, and some men don't need it as much, and some men do. So just really, like you said, knowing your partner, knowing the love language, and knowing how that looks to her as far as complimenting and affirming her and whatever it is that she does, and supporting her in that. I don't know what other things you ladies would say is how can they say words of affirmation or compliment us?
I'm proud of you.
Just get conversation, even like for your day. How was your day? Like you come home, you didn't, maybe I look winded or whatever. The simple question of asking how your day was can open up conversation, and that shows care and concern.
That's big. Like, how are you feeling?
Definitely.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to be clear that not every woman's love language is words of affirmation, though. That's not what we're saying.
Right.
And it's okay to be vulnerable, guys. Like, it really is. You don't have to be vulnerable all the time, but it is okay to be vulnerable a little bit of the time. And if you guys are really interested, you can take tests. Simple Google love language test, and you can take it. Find out what your love language is. Take it with your spouse or your girlfriend or the person that you're dating. It's not a thing that's going to make you look weak. Take 5 minutes out of your day. You guys are together. Laugh about it. Take the exam and then talk about what the results are. Talk about, not only determining what the love language is, but how you express those. A lot of these sites will show you how you can love a person whose love language is whatever those items are.
Definitely. Janita, you was going to say something.
It was, I saw a comment, so it was like kind of off, but I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Sadia. Oh, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Sadia. She said something about liking your partner.
Make me, yes.
That.
Do what needs.
Do what's needed so that your woman likes you, even though she may always love you. So that's big. That's huge. We're going to love you because we're nurturers. It's in us. When we're in, we're all in. We're not going to give up unless, we got to go through the ringer tons of times to feel completely done. So we're going to love you, but make us like you. Like, to like you is on another level. Because I love you all the time. But if I'm not liking you, like, that's big too. That's real big.
Yeah. Liking sometimes is more than, like you said, loving always there. If the like is like important. Because when you like someone, you do things not because you're obligated to, because you want to.
Yeah.
Because I like you, I want to just be around with you. I want to go out with you. I want to, buy this. I want to do that because I like you. I think what sometimes we forget, just in general, we forget what brought you together that first. When you first get with your boo, like, oh my God, I love him. And you just like everything. I like this. I like you bringing your best foot forward, and you're here and you're there. Like Quanisha said, like, don't forget how you got that person. Don't get so comfortable, but really like knowing that liking. I really feel like that's so important because you can love somebody and not like them.
Yeah.
But that's what anybody. You can love family members and not like them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I like you, I want to be around you. I want to spend time with you. These people are talking. What Greg said?
Yo, KG, check your line, Brody.
But
check your line.
Even if you do that right, how far you think that goes if you catch that every 2.5 seconds? You all have
email phone.
What is it? Yeah, what is
what Greg is saying? So for those that don't understand, can decipher. KG, that's the big bro. What he's saying is, how far does compliments really go from your significant other when, people like my wife got thirsty brothers all in a DM. Just
you're not going to do that to me with social media.
Posting pictures, sweaty, nasty looking,
working out with my
workout
husband.
Pictures. Oh, you a baddie. Oh my God, I'll lick the sweat off your body.
He added that extra part. He just said I was a baddie, period.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I love the person. So if you're watching, I love you.
Oh God,
Brody,
oh God.
I love you. You still a girl.
Irrelevant.
This is so awkward.
No malice in my heart.
The point of the matter is, speak Greg. The point of the matter is, we're not saying that you have to compliment us every 5 seconds. But what we're saying is that
no, you missed it. What he's saying is how important is compliments if all day you're getting compliments.
It's important. I can get 50,000 compliments from men out there. If my husband is not complimenting me, I do not care. Because I'm not with that man. I'm with you.
Yeah.
You want it from who you want it from.
Telling you.
This the same
way.
You
understand the power that you
because you're doing me. You're doing
yes.
I'm sorry.
No.
But I think it's also
the whole thing is like just saying hello sometimes. Be like, okay,
good morning.
Hey,
Yep.
babe. You know?
I think we have to also, Greg, I'm not only because you brought it up. I'm gonna drive across your road for a second. Affirmation is not just complimenting us. It's not just saying we're pretty or we look beautiful or whatever comes with that. Sometimes it's just noticing, like, I'm a writer. So let's say I haven't spoken about an article I submitted or what have you. It's paying attention enough to pour into me, good words into me. So it could be, I noticed you haven't been speaking. Are you feeling confident? Right? Like going back to, I don't know if it was Janelle or Marilyn, I can't remember, but just no, it was Cammie. It was talking about just like paying attention, right? It's not just saying, oh, you look good, so you getting 15,000. I don't care about the DMs. That's irrelevant. What's important is, what are you pouring into me that's meaningful? So it could be, I noticed you've been frustrated about the chapter you're writing, but I believe that you can do it. It could be something as simple as that. Some affirmation can be nonverbal. You can walk past me knowing that I've been writing for 3 hours straight and touch my lower back and hand me a glass of water and walk away. Right? Like
it's touching.
Come on. About that touch
me without touching me, baby.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's not always just, I told you were beautiful yesterday. Okay, so what? It's at the end of the day, are you paying attention enough so that whatever you're pouring into me verbally, and if there is a nonverbal communicator and a way to affirm me, that you're doing that? The compliments can go out the window, but if you're doing those other things as well, it also shows me how you're seeing me, how you're viewing me. Are you intentional about what you're speaking into me? Because whatever you speak into me as a woman, I am shaped to bear something. So if you're speaking something into me, you're affirming me, then I'm going to birth the very thing that you spoke. And then it edifies who you are as my husband or my man, whatever the situation may be. But it's also understanding you affirming me is also affirming you.
Definitely. Okay, ladies, this is getting too good. We're gonna wrap it up because we about to have a second service, the Saints said. But I mean, I think that
so that means we gotta do part 2.
We're gonna do a part 2 with the ladies. I want to say thank you, everyone that was on. Thank you, ladies, for coming on the Truth Moment podcast. How we normally like to end is with
let them.
Baby, I'm gonna let them give their little 2 minutes of truth, or their 2 minutes, or whatever your truth is. Whatever you want to say, like, I'm gonna say my 2 minutes of truth is from this takeaway is that Black women, we the bomb, we the baddest. That's just what it is. On period, on Mary had a little lamb and Jesus had a baby goat. We just fly. That's my 2 minutes of truth, and you can't do that about it. We fly. That's my 2 minutes of truth. What you want to say, Janelle? What's your 2 minutes of truth? You muted, boo. You muted.
Get out your own way. We just want to love you. Let us love you. Be happy. Want to be happy. You don't have to live in miserableness. We just want to love y'all. Just let us.
Yes. Come on, Janita. What's your 2 minutes of truth, girl? Tell them. Let them know, girl. Tell them something.
Can pass come back to me?
All right, girl. We come back to you. We're gonna say you for last. Marilyn, what's your 2 minutes of truth, boo?
Like I said before, man, love yourself, and the woman will love you.
Amen.
Yes, amen. Joe, what's your 2 minutes of truth, girl? Tell them, honey. Tell them.
I would probably just say, just be the best at being you. Like, don't try to be something you saw on the screen, something your granddaddy told you need to be. Like, be you, who you're supposed to be, and let me see that person. Let us see that person.
Wow. That's deep. Mish, what about you? 2 minutes of truth. What are we trying to tell these fellas out here?
Stop acting like you don't need us. Just stop. Like, it's annoying. I don't know, but being in that bed by yourself is not popping. Like, stop. We're getting older. Like, cut it. And I mean, that's for the men and the women. Stop. Like, we all want somebody. Like, just crap. All right.
Yes.
Is who you want to be with. Take the pride, take the ego, take all that nonsense out the door, because that's going to keep the relationship going. Because keep moving like you disposable, and just like music Soul Child says, if you feel like you can do best without me, I'm gonna let you go.
Wow.
Okay.
And that's not what you want. Come on, drop mic. Boom.
No, I'm gonna call you bluff though, and then we'll have other problems. So stop it.
Definitely. Janita, what you giving us? What your truth moment is, boo? Tell us.
I'll just say, when you love us and you love us correctly, we are one hell of a woman. I mean, you will get mama who will nurture and take care of you. You will get the freak in the sheets. You will get the provider in many ways. I mean, we will give you any and everything you could ever imagine and more. So love us correctly, and you won't have to worry about a thing.
Listen. I love it. Not a thing. Babe, you want to say something? What's your 2 minutes of truth, Daddy? What you want to say to the people?
All right, so let me.
Babe, you only got 1 minute.
I don't know actually what's my 2 minutes.
You know that's just the same, babe. It's only 5 seconds, really.
So, fellas, I got the answers right here. I'll be selling this $100. You know what I'm saying? If you want these answers, all to the side. To the ladies, first off, thank you guys for coming on. We have to get this to be a part 2 because there's so many questions we didn't even get to. Like, we got so many questions I still want to ask you guys, just on intimacy levels, sensualness, romance, and all those things that we want to talk to you guys about. So definitely appreciate you guys. So to the ladies, one of my favorite Aretha songs is A Rose is Still a Rose. And so no matter what space you're in, what season you're in, what time of your life this is, a rose is still a rose. And you are still a queen and a beautiful woman. And I love you, Black woman, white woman, whoever you are still worth the world. And to the fellas, there's no rise of the Black man without the rise of the Black woman. So let us do better. Starting with me. I'm gonna be like Barry White and practice what I preach.
Come on, baby. Do it, baby.
That's my 2 minutes. You already know.
And the truth is, babe, Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you, and so do we. This is the Truth Moment Podcast, and we out of here.
We out of here.
Peace. Bye, guys.
Ladies, y'all can hang out with us for a second.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Thank you. Love you guys.